Greetings. This is Astrologer Pam Younghans, and here is my North Point Astrology Journal for the week of April 22nd to 28th, 2024. The current lunar cycle reaches its crescendo on Tuesday as the moon shines its brightest in the night sky. Indigenous peoples in eastern North America called the full moon of April the pink moon, due to it occurring when the herb moss pink, creeping phlox, was in full bloom. This particular full moon is of particular importance because it is the climax of the lunar cycle that began with the total solar eclipse on April 8th. Issues and events that were initiated around the time of that mega new moon should see significant developments this week as new revelations come into our awareness. The planet Pluto, known as the Great Transformer, is a strong influence in this week's full moon. When the Scorpio moon opposes the Taurus sun at 4:48 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on April 23rd, they will each be at 4 degrees, 17 minutes of their respective signs. At that time, Pluto will be sitting at 2 degrees, 5 minutes of Aquarius, forming a hard square aspect to both luminaries. Pluto, though currently labeled a dwarf planet by astronomers, is a powerful force in astrology. As a psychotherapist planet, Pluto digs deep into our psyches to expose the shadow, bringing into our awareness the subconscious fears and motivations that have been controlling us from behind the scenes. As we work with Pluto, we become aware of emotions and memories that have been suppressed or repressed, but that have been affecting our behaviors and self-concept. Whether they have been residing just beneath the surface or buried more deeply in our unconscious, Pluto gives us the opportunity to transmute them. The emotional impact of the full moon is increased by Pluto's involvement, especially since the Sun, the Moon, and Pluto will form a configuration called a T-square. To visualize this formation, imagine a large letter T in the sky, with the Sun and the Moon at opposite ends of the crossbar, and Pluto at the base of the stem. A T-square indicates a great deal of tension and pressure that is ready to erupt. Under its influence, people can act irrationally or impulsively. Our primary challenges with this T-square are to be flexible in our expectations, to have courage in a crisis, and to value inner strength over having outer control. As such, we must be aware of where we are intolerant, resistant to change, stubbornly attached to the status quo, or trying to control or manipulate circumstances instead of embracing the soul lesson involved. Pluto, as it sits at the all-important apex point at the base of the T-square, has a pivotal role in the issues we will all be working with during this week's full moon. Like a skilled psychotherapist, Pluto will reveal and highlight the shadow, and in so doing, motivate us to make changes in areas where we may have been resistant thus far. With Pluto's help, the awareness brought by the lunation becomes the first step in a process of cleansing, purging, and detoxification, after which we can rise like the phoenix from the ashes of what once was. Here are my brief interpretations of this week's most important planetary aspects. There are no major aspects exact on Monday. The full moon perfects on Tuesday at 4:48 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At that time, the moon will be at 4 degrees, 17 minutes of Scorpio, opposite the sun at the same degree of Taurus. There are no major aspects exact on Wednesday. On Thursday, Venus is conjunct Eris. This aspect encourages us to take new risks in relationship and financial matters, but is also impulsive and perhaps oblivious to the longer-term consequences of our actions. And on Thursday, Mercury stations direct. Mercury completes its retrograde phase, coming to a standstill at 5:53 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Over the past 3 weeks, we have had opportunities to rethink and review ideas and plans. As the messenger planet gradually picks up speed over the coming days, we are supported in implementing the insights we've gained and moving forward with projects. There are no major aspects exact on either Friday or Saturday. On Sunday, Mars is conjunct Neptune. Mars is the planet of action and desire. As it conjoins idealistic Neptune in Pisces, we are supported in aligning our personal will with divine will and divine compassion. This may be a good time to create an intention that involves being of service in new ways, since the ego is strongly informed by the intuition. If your birthday is this week, this is a pivotal year for you, Taurus. How you have defined yourself is undergoing dramatic change, which can be challenging if you are resistant. You may feel compelled to act in ways that are contrary to your usual values or that don't take into account your longer-term security. You may also feel almost obsessed about a certain issue or area of your life, which draws your attention to the exclusion of other concerns. As you get in touch with an unfamiliar aspect of yourself, with a passion or a compulsion that has been hidden or under control until now, your self-concept will inevitably and irrevocably change. This force will be at work for everyone with birthdays this week, but perhaps strongest for those whose birth anniversary is in the first few days of the week, April 22nd to 25th. This is Astrologer Pam Younghans wishing you an insightful week. Thank you for being with me on this journey.
We hope that you have enjoyed this article. For over 30 years, we at Inner Self have sought to encourage new attitudes and new possibilities. For more inspiration, visit us at innerself.com. Thank you. Visit the Inner Self Market for new attitudes and new possibilities. You'll find inspiring books, wonderful music CDs, audiobooks, card decks, candles, jewelry, gifts, all kinds of wonderful things. Visit us at market.innerself.com.